Hey guys, it's Othania here, and today I am talking about. Oh, nope, that's the wrong note. How to never manifest a 3P again. This is going to be a really, 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 really good one. How to never manifest a 3P again. Because that is like one of the most gut wrenching things, right? When you're in a relationship with someone, is to like find out or feel like you're not the only one and number one, right? So how do we never manifest a 3P again? Well, let's look at how we do manifest 3Ps. Let's look at the patterns that do create that, right? So what are the patterns that create a third party? It's usually actions that are taken out of fear, right? So it's questioning things, it's doubting things, it's not trusting, it's not believing, it's having the beliefs that don't serve what it is that you actually want. For example, all men are liars, all men cheat, you can't trust women, you can't trust this. Oh, after 6 months, it usually goes down uphill after that because, after the honeymoon phase is over, oh, this is too good to be true, or oh no, um this is too good, so something bad has to happen. Or it's the questions like, am I the only one? Am I good enough? Is there someone else? What if he doesn't love me as much as I love him? What if she doesn't love me as much as I love her? What if I don't have enough money? What if I'm not attractive enough for them? What if they meet somebody else that's better than me? Right? And then it's the actions of looking and stalking their social medias and seeing what they're doing and not being able to trust and not feeling good enough. And when someone attractive walks by, you compare yourself and get afraid that if they look at them, then your relationship with them is like completely over for you and it's like the end of the world. All of that is the perfect way to create a third party. If you want a third party, then take every action and have every thought of fear possible that you can. And there you go. You have your third parties. Now, to never create a third party again, what does one have to do? The complete opposite of everything that I just said, right? So let's break that down. That means that you have to radically shift yourself. And that means not taking basically any of those actions or having any of those doubts or questioning yourself as much as possible when it comes to you wanting to be with the person that you want to be with exclusively, faithfully. Because when you're someone that's taking those actions out of fear and you're having those thoughts, your person, it's like almost impossible for them to be in another embodiment with you because they're reflecting you. So if you're constantly in fear about them being with someone else and not feeling good enough for them, then what do they have to do? They have to reflect that because that's what you're dominantly thinking. They are in connection with you. They are with you. They are in your awareness, and this is how you are thinking about them. So this is what they have to do. Okay, you don't feel good enough. Now I have to reflect why you don't. Now, to not create a 3P again is to train yourself to become the new self, which does not take action out of fear, which that version of you does not question themselves in that way. They don't think no one is better than them because they already know no one is. So the question cannot even exist, basically. So how do you get from being insecure to confident? Does not have anything to do with getting any type of validation from your specific person. Because if you think that's what it takes, you'll be in a constant cycle of that, and that is not true confidence. That is just constantly needing validation, and that is the old self, and that is obviously the self that we're trying to break free from. Because when you break free from that, because the validation is only coming from the anxiety in you, when you break free from that, and you are clear from that, and there's none of that resistance, what is left? You feeling good about yourself, you being confident. And then what do they have to reflect? A better version of themselves to you because they are in connection with you. It is the mirror, right? So you have to get in the embodiment of trust and love and literally stepping out and radically changing and not taking action out of fear when it comes to this person. You create third parties when you find yourself feeling so anxious within yourself because you're starting to pedestalize someone outside of you like they are your God, like they are your meaning to life. And without them, you literally feel like nothing. Without them, you literally feel like you don't have energy to function throughout the day. And I know because that, trust me, I've been there, right? And you gotta notice every time you do that, when has someone ever reflected the version of them that you wanted to see? They were always doing something that was not favorable for you, that didn't feel good to you, that felt like they were betraying you, that felt like they didn't want you. And then you realize when you started prioritizing yourself, you started focusing less on them and more on you and what you have going on. Then you notice all of a sudden, right? That 3P situation kind of like something happens all of a sudden because it's tied to you. It's tied to your energy. Your anxiousness, your fear is like glue for third parties. It's like a vampire that could sniff out the greatest blood, right? It's like a sixth sense almost, but for 3Ps. Let's put it like that. But you're creating them through your constant dominant fear and anxiety. The feeling behind it is like creating like the perfect manifestation for a 3P. So to not create a 3P again, you have to see yourself in a completely different light and connection with this person, with this relationship. You have to, like, it's literally a must. Okay. So to not create a 3P again is to literally do the opposite of everything that you were doing out of fear with this person. And it may feel like a little rough to do, like a little different, but yeah, it is because you're taking different actions than what you used to taking. It's like training for a new job. But once you get the training done, it's like you work it like it's nothing. Three P's will always come from and manifest and literally spawn because that's the word for it. They will literally spawn from your fearful thoughts. Okay? But just as fast as they can be created from your fearful thoughts, the moment that you shift dominantly more into your confident state, that is where your relationship is. You're confident. So your partner has to do what? Reflect that confidence and be the confident partner for you naturally because you're in that state. You're in that embodiment, which then brings everything together for that state. If you want to grow, like weeds in your garden, which are the three P's, then, you know, it's like just continue to think out of fear about yourself because that's all it's going to do. Just think back on your relationships. Every time it was like fearful and you like like I said before, when could it ever reflect something good? It has never. It has never. So you have to break the pattern of feeling like you're not good enough for anybody. You cannot, from this point on, it doesn't matter relationship with them or not. It doesn't matter anymore. You cannot let anyone on this earth make you feel like you're not good enough for them because it's only going to create the version of them that feels like you're not good enough for them, which is going to make them do what? Find other people to be with or find other things they want to do. So you have to stop questioning yourself. Why would you question what they're doing and who they want to be with if you already know that you're enough? If you're taking that action out of fear, it's because you feel like there is fear. If you see an animal that scares you, you're going to take action out of fear because you felt fear, you sense fear. You are going to take action from what you're feeling. Okay? So you have to, you know how like we'll text a person and be like, well, you need to do some work. You got to work on this and you got to work on that. Well, you have to work on being the version of you that is more loving, calm, trusting, has the best self concept in relationships. That has to be your main priority. When you prioritize that, they prioritize you. The third parties or whatever it was that was whatever you felt that they were putting ahead of you, they automatically dissolve. Like they fall into like oblivion. Okay. But you have to maintain using yourself as your own source of validation in order to never create a third party again. Okay. That is how you do it. When you find yourself not taking the actions out of fear, that's how you know that everything is shifting in your favor. That's indication. You have to train yourself to know that you are enough. If when you're about to take an action, like, oh, let me go see what they're doing. No, if then you gotta tell yourself, if I keep doing these things out of fear, this is 3P stomping grounds. And I don't want to create this anymore. So that means that I got to take a new action, which is not this action anymore. So let me stop myself. And you keep stopping yourself the new habit instead of continuing to look, continuing to doubt, which is what was creating your three-piece situation now. We don't want to continue that, right? So then we do not continue the actions and the thought process that created it in the first place. So let's break down, analyze how I think about relationships. So I think what I'm trying to date are liars. No, because how can I think they're a liar if I want my partner to be honest and trustworthy with me? So let me correct this. No, men are honest and truthful. Men love being honest and truthful with me. Men know that if they're honest and truthful with me, I can respect them better and we can have better relationships. And plus, I only attract honest men and loving men anyway because I'm honest and loving. And that's just what I want for myself. And that's what I'm going to believe I get for myself. And that's it. Oh, do I think that after 3 months a relationship goes bad because that's the length of the honeymoon phase, and then after that you better expect problems and expect to get to know the real them because that's when the real them's going to come out? No. You know what? I'm not going to believe that anymore. How about I can actually have a great relationship for as long as I think about it's great? Look for everything that is negative towards relationships and fix that belief. Affirm the opposite instead. Also, seeing yourself. I am enough for anybody that I want to be with. I don't need to check who they're being with. Because if I'm telling myself that I'm enough and they don't want to be with anybody else but me, then wherever they are, they cannot take action other than that because they are connected to me. Quantum entanglement. Okay? They are connected to me. They are in my reality. So if I'm feeling confident over here, then the other me that's over there, that's pushed out over there, is going to reflect that just as much. And I'm not giving them any energy out of fear to make them do things that are out of fear, or, and reflect that back to me. If I'm confident, loving, calm, and peaceful in myself, what is the other part of me that's pushed out going to be? Right? So fix your thoughts about relationships, fix your thoughts about yourself, and then create the story that aligns with the relationship you want to have about that person, about how they think about you. All of those have to be corrected and aligned with what you want in order for you to be in the embodiment that does not create and experience third party situations. So get clear on what you're thinking about relationships, get clear about how you think about that person, and get clear about how they think about you. All three of those categories have to be aligned with each other within you genuinely, while also being present in your own life is the recipe of greatness. And when you feel more confident in, in yourself and more happy and with love and loving within yourself, you reflect a better love life. When you're feeling really good about yourself, you're having better thoughts, when more wealth comes in. And in general, everything just gets better because you took the time out to clear out whatever was gooky, whatever was in you, and you aligned all of that, and everything just basically transitioned and aligned itself to reflect that. Okay. So to never create a third party situation again is to know that you will never ever compare yourself to anyone else again and make anyone else feel like, not make anyone else feel, but make yourself feel in your mind and your mental state that someone else can have what it is that you want, or you visioning other people with what you want to have, you questioning the love of your life. If you are the creator, the God of your own reality, what are you questioning? What are you questioning? If you're like, you always want to be, when it comes to, I like to make manifestation fun, right? And when I started making it fun and thinking about it, things this way, I noticed it, things really started kind of happening for me quicker. But you want to think about it as like you're the best wizard. You're the best wizard to ever do it. Like, just imagine a wizard not believing in their magic. Like, it wouldn't make sense. You have to believe in your magic. You got to believe in yourself. You got to awaken that version of you and make that the main character that you embody as much as possible. Okay? You got to know, like, you're the ish. Like, you got to know it. Because if you don't know it, then no one else is going to know it. Literally, like, no one. You might hear little, things here and there, but you never get the full body experience of what it's like to live a life of the person that embodies knowing that they have it all, or knowing that they could have it all, at least. So, I intend that this has helped you understand why you keep creating third party situations. Let's pull back and stop trying to get this person to understand you and instead understand yourself and understand what you're really thinking in the first place. Let's analyze what you've been thinking about relationships before this person even came into your life. Okay, now analyze how you see yourself, and you think from the new mindset that's never going to put yourself down again every day. You think from the mindset of the person that knows that, you know what? No, actually, I can have a person that I'm going to stop doing this because I know I deserve to be with someone that I love and I trust and that they reciprocate that. And I don't need to do these things. Like, snap yourself out of doing things out of fear, trying to get a loving relationship. Fear and love are two different things. Fear is not trust. So you want to get to the more trusting side of things. You want to think from more from trust, and you want to think from more from love of yourself in order to eliminate third party situations because they are just manifestations of your insecurity. Okay. So I have some courses that'll help you with that. I have a Remove the 3P course that works wonders. And I also have a Confidence Alchemy course that also work wonders. If you're interested in that, there's a link for that in the description box below. Create Your Future also has a free course if you're interested in that. And if you never had a free course before and you want to discover what your blocks are, the link for that is in the description box below. And I'm also available for coaching. If you feel like you need any help, if you feel like you need me to like pinpoint um, where your blocks are, because I am literally an expert at that. Very confident in my work, and I pinpoint that out for you, break it down, and then what's left after that for you to manifest what it is that you want. So, if you're interested in my availability, the link for that is also in the description box below. And I intend that you never manifest another 3P again. It's not hard, guys. It just takes you knowing that you are worthy and you are literally enough, and you just make that the new mindset that you think from. Like, think like a champion about yourself. Okay, don't your mental space is the most highest form of currency. So even when you're looking at someone's photos and thinking about them, and don't give someone you don't in your reality that currency. Give it all to yourself. Become obsessed with yourself, and you eliminate all of that. Okay? So I intend that this has helped you, and until next time, see ya.